Hey everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid. Welcome to this week's energy forecast using our oracle cards to give us information all about what we can expect and what to do about it. But before we get going, I have a special request. Guess what? I'm launching a podcast. It's called Inside the Wooniverse, coming to you live from the corner of Fringe and Maine. And I need you to help me find the guests. Who would you really love to hear me talk to and see me talk to on this podcast? I want you to write in the comments below all that. Plus, what kind of questions do you want me to answer on that podcast? What kind of subjects do you think you would love to sign up for and listen to? Because anything goes inside the Wooniverse with me. So don't forget, add your comments below. Give me some names, give me some topics. We want this podcast to be for you. And don't forget to sign up to the wait list so that you'll be the first one to get them when they're ready. Alrighty, let's get to the reading. So we are going to be using Wisdom of Avalon this week. We are doing the Celtic Cross. This was the very first deck I ever published in 2006, I think it was. And this was based on a card deck that I had been using for years that I made for myself with stickers on playing cards. That was my second opinion deck that I used all that time. So this is going to be good for you. This is like very special, this deck. And it was really inspired by the book, The Mists of Avalon, and my visits to Glastonbury, England. Okay, so here we go. Let's take a look at what is the theme. The first card tells us the theme of the energy this week, which is wealth. Now, wealth isn't about materialism, although it could be, because we're going to see what crosses it, what's the foundation, etc. But the theme this week is really about what you've planted in your field of dreams, because whatever you've planted has grown, whether it be a lot of weeds at the base of your special place or beautiful flowers. We don't know yet. We're going to check it out, but this is going to be all about that. It's also about your assets that are meaningful to you that aren't necessarily material. Like the wealthiest person doesn't necessarily mean that they have the most money in the bank, but it could be that they've impacted in a positive way the most people. Who knows? But bottom line is we're redefining what that looks like for all of us. So let's find out what the obstacle is. This card describes the actual obstacle or the thing that helps us over the obstacle, and it's Merlin. So the Merlin card is all about balance. So this is about an alchemy, things that go together. So as the obstacle itself, it's about sorting through, like when you're out of balance, maybe you've overspent. So maybe, in fact, this is about money for you. Maybe it's about the fact that you don't have enough time, so you're time poor, right? So you're looking at the ways in which you feel abundant and some of the ways in which you behave or which circumstances that you're in that take away that abundance. So it's about bringing balance back into your life. And the obstacle itself is the lack of balance, right? So you might want to look at that. As a matter of fact, we're all being asked to look at that. So the foundation is the stag, leadership. I love this card because we lead with our wisdom. We lead with experience. And this card, the stag, talks about that. It is about feeling proud of how far you've come and leading from a place of wisdom as opposed to leading from a place of making shit up as you go, right? This is important. It's like you can't be an expert just because you say you are, right? It's about that 10,000 hours that you've put in and you've really devoted yourself to a subject kind of thing, right? So that's also like, where are you an expert? And where are you leading through learning? That's the other one. So that's also part of the stag knows that in this particular deck, the idea of pride. So pride is also, I can be without the ego. I can lead through humility. So that's also part of it. Where do we need to continue to learn? Now let's look at the lesson that we have brought with us already, that we've already learned. And that is letting go. So this is really about that surrender. We have learned to surrender that which we can't control, or at least we've been told we have to. So let's think of the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, like other people, right, and their opinions of you, etc. Courage to change the things I can, We can change ourselves, our attitudes, our beliefs, our expectations, our behaviors. We can change us, and the wisdom to know the difference. So to recognize, when do we actually have the ability to make something happen, and when don't we? And letting go is also letting go attachments, right? So when are we have to let go our tight hold on seeing things the way we want them to look. So that's something we've already learned. We're bringing it into this week. Now let's find out what's at the highest. In other words, what's the best that we can expect this week? The owl, which is about wisdom. So the owl that crowns us. So it's about our self-deception. So we're really able to take a look at where have we been in denial about certain things, and also where does our wisdom come from, right? So this is also being able to see in the dark, also very good. So whatever we don't really know is going to be illuminated by our own willingness, our humility, our willingness, and our abilities to let go our tight hold on how we want things to be and really take a look at the real truth of things. That's going to be awesome. Now, what's around the corner? So we have 2 animal guides of Avalon. That's interesting. And the third one is the Raven, my favorite card. So the Raven is about magic, synchronistic events. This Raven here, the gentleman who did the art on this first deck, drew the Raven on top of a skull, which is what is left, right? The bones of the issue, right? The bones of something, the essence. So the essence is the Raven that brings things together for us. So this is also about the transformation, what is no more, and the herald of what is coming in and what has been transformed. This is a beautiful card in terms of where we're heading, right? So that's good. Now, these next 4 cards are just giving us 4 indicators of themes, energetic themes that we'll be experiencing this week. One is love. I love that. Oh, and the butterfly, which is beauty. That's nice. The water fairy, which is feelings and emotions, and the cat, which is independence. So this is interesting. So this is about the unconditional love, right? We see beauty. I'll give you an example of what I used to do when I lived in Toronto and I took the subway everywhere and I didn't have a car. So if I was feeling particularly overwhelmed at any point and I would get on the subway, I would make it a point the entire time during my point A to the destination I was going to look at every single person that I could see in the subway car and find something beautiful about them. And you know, by the time I got off the subway, I felt so grateful and I felt so part of, and I was no longer distanced or disconnected. So because the love card is beside the butterfly card, which is about beauty, it really is about recognizing our basic humanity in each other, the compassion and kindness and love that we need to bring forward, but it's already in the air. So if we've had a difficult week last week, we're bringing this different type of kindness, compassion. It's an energy that's very active right now. And we want to tune into that more. The water fairy, when it's here like this and beside the cat, indicates that you can be overwhelmed as well. So I look at these and go, you know, for empaths, we would also be, in the last couple readings I noticed we talked about boundaries as well. In this deck, again, the cat is about independence and setting boundaries with other people. So this isn't about getting too close and becoming overwhelmed with with getting too close to people, etc. There's nothing wrong with being close to people. It's just when your boundaries are so porous that you don't know where you end and others begin. Very common for healer types, and also when people are in a unhealthy trauma response. Attachment can be a very unhealthy trauma response. Like if you're getting triggered on things like world events or what's going on, all of us have been for the past, year and a half, 2 years. So when you think of the concept of collective trauma for a minute, just think about that and how we actually, some people, if they've had a situation where you feel like you want to please people, like people pleasing is about that unhealthy trauma response of attachment. I'm going to be attached to you and it'll be all better now. I'm going to get close to know thine enemy and keep them close. That's bad. Right? So that's like, no. How do we turn them not into enemies? So just remember, for empaths, this was, for those of you who are not empathic, just forget what I just said because it's not applying to you, but for people who are very empathic and who are super hypersensitive to what goes on in the world, you're going to want to take extra care this week and really do that practice. Even if you're not going anywhere, you might want to take some time out to say, where can I see the people who might be triggering me or upsetting me with more love and care and compassion? How is my view of the world impacting my ability to stay safe, grounded, and also abundant? Right? So what does that mean? So I think this is a really good week. It's practical. I like this. Like, how do we see abundance through the lens of truth, humility, surrendering our expectations, knowing that magic and synchronicities can come into our life because we're tuned into spirit, and then how do we bring more love, kindness, and compassion to ourselves and others, while still remaining detached enough to not feel like you're swallowed up by a big mass swarm of people's opinions, etc. Interesting week. Alrighty. Okay, and before I go, I hope you'll help me out and participate in this fantastic idea. I am launching a podcast, Inside the Wooniverse, coming to you live from the corner of Fringe and Maine. I love that. Anyway, who would you love to hear me talk to and see on my podcast? I'd like to see their names in the chat or the comment section, sorry. And then I'd love for you to talk about topics you think would be really cool from inside the Wooniverse. Anything goes, I'm telling you. I am going to be talking to all kinds of people. So just let it rip. I want to see what you want to hear about, what you want me to talk about, what you want other people to talk about, and who you'd like me to interview. Also questions, maybe you have questions you'd like to see answered in here that, remember, we can have 10 different teachers talking about the same subject, but we talk about it like looking at a different facet of the same diamond. So you might learn different things. Don't forget, sign up for that podcast too if you want first dibs on listening to them and seeing them. I believe, right, Mark? Are they going to be filmed on YouTube too?
Yeah.
They're not just going to be audio, right?
Yeah, they're going to be both.
Ooh, yeah, you're going to get to see me and whoever it is and listen to it. I like listening to, but seeing and listening, all good. Inside the Wooniverse, coming to you live from the corner of Fringe and Maine. Yeah. Hey, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. We love to read your comments, and I will see you next time. And don't forget to leave that comment all about who you'd like to see on my podcast. Inside the Wooniverse, we'll be live from the corner of Fringe and Maine. See ya.